Hey everyone, welcome to Archetypical. Excited to have two of our other AOA graduates, most recently here, who are rolling in right into a consultant role. We want to chat a little bit more about the AOA program, as well as kind of discuss their experience and a little bit of their career and what made them even choose to go into the AOA program in the first place. So we started the last one with kind of a fun question. I'm going to do the same question, so we have all five doing the same. Favorite smell?
Bourbon vanilla.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think we had a vanilla on the last one too. What do you think?
Mine is definitely like fresh laundry.
Oh, wow. I did not expect to get two of the same ones as the last one. That's great.
Really?
We had laundry and vanilla. So that's great. I love it. Well, so why don't we go through a quick little introduction. So Tom, if you want to start and kind of chat about a little bit of your career, how you got to Archetype, and then what's your role now here at Archetype after the AOA program?
Sure. So I'm coming to Archetype after a 12-year career in physical therapy. So my career was dual-faceted up until this point. I was managing outpatient orthopedic clinics for about the last decade, and I was also doing consulting work for about 10 different medical device and digital health companies, helping with various stages of product development, sales and marketing solutions. And at this point in my career, I was really just looking for a shift, a new subject matter. And it was kind of a collection of those desires that led me to come to Archetype. So,
love it. And so, I mean, obviously, you can help the clients out with any sort of physical,
it's a nice thing to have on the side, just in case. Yeah.
During the AOA program, I sprained my ankle, and he actually.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So thanks, Tom.
How about you, guy? A little background.
For me, I'm coming from retail experience. So right out of college, I started working with Apple retail. Always been an Apple fanboy, so like working for Apple was great. But retail is retail and customer service. And at the end of my time, I was actually repairing devices, so doing battery repairs and things like that. And I was just looking for a change. I didn't really have a desire to like manage an Apple store or anything like that. And you reached out to me on LinkedIn, and here I am.
Love it. Yeah. Curious on, why don't we talk about how your backgrounds, obviously they don't maybe match specifically what people would look for in a consultant at times, or specifically a OneStream consultant. They're not going, I want to get somebody who's done orthopedic work or helps with physical therapy, or I want to somebody who works in retail to do OneStream, because they're usually looking for like OneStream experts right off the bat, which doesn't exist. But how do you feel like your backgrounds have translated well to what you're now going to be doing in consulting?
I think for me, a lot of it really just comes down to a lot of just critical thinking processes. So whether it was dealing with a couple thousand patients over the course of my career, the different consulting projects I've been on, I've learned every situation is really just an N=1. So really that ability to just critically analyze every unique situation and adapt to it. Even though I've largely been involved in the medical settings up until now, that kind of thought process and analyzing situations, I think, is going to really help me in this role.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. What about you, guy?
Yeah, for me as a technician inside the Apple store, I was basically fixing people's problems all day. And, when people come to consultants, it's because they have a problem that needs to be fixed. And all problems can be really looked at the same way. Just what tools do I have to fix this problem? And what does the client say? What do they actually need? Those two different things.
Yeah, totally. And a little background on me as well. My first job while in college was also working in Apple retail. And I know it was always kind of an inside Apple joke, and I'm far enough separated that I can say whatever I want. That a lot of times it isn't necessarily that you know the answer to every problem, but that you know the resources or the way to find the answer. And a lot of times that's consulting too. Like, we may not have the exact answer at that moment, but we know where we can go, where we can search for the resources to be able to get the answer and solve the problem for clients. So totally see that for sure.
Mm-hmm. We'll find it together.
Yes, exactly. So one thing that we had the other group do, and I'd love to have you guys do too, is chat about what exactly is the AOA program. So let the audience know, give kind of your description of what the AOA program exactly is. You want to go first, Tom?
Sure. I think it's a pretty multifaceted experience. It's a nice blend of lecture as well as experiential learning, hands-on with the software. So the other crucial piece of it too was learning a pretty foundational understanding of finance as well, and also just being equipped with different resources, different mentors. Like Guy was just saying, not always having the answers right in front of us, but learning how to work with the team at Archetype to find solutions to the problems that we were given.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, Guy?
I mean, that was pretty spot on, but like just fully immersed into OneStream, where that was kind of our job for those 8 weeks, was to understand how it works, understand how it can solve a client's problem, and then knowing how to get those resources like we were talking about. And also it being a group effort was really cool. Like, I'm glad I wasn't alone in the program.
Yeah.
So if I ever had any questions, I always reached out to these guys, before I went to my mentors and things like that. So.
Yeah, how beneficial do you think it was for it to be in person compared to like a fully remote? As much as now you guys are kind of back to that fully remote world being consultants, but like this program was fully in person. How much do you think that benefited it overall?
I think coming from like no experience, like for me, I think it was really important.
Yeah.
Because it is hard for me to learn online, because I didn't do that in school. So that I've definitely learned better in person and just having the camaraderie with the group. So.
Yeah, makes sense. So one of the other questions I asked is kind of what's your favorite thing that you really learned or gained from the AOA program?
I think it was really just coming away with that foundational knowledge of not just the OneStream software and the finance background, but more importantly, just the learning about the comfort and safety of working with such a great team. And that's one of the big things that drew me to Archetype in the first place, was the culture and just how everyone can lean on each other to create solutions for what we need for the clients.
Love it. What about you, Guy?
Yeah, it's kind of similar, just feeling really supported. I honestly was looking for a job for a year before this program fell into my lap, and so many jobs don't take the time and money to train you and equip you to prepare you. They just want you to come in knowing what you're doing. So I'm just grateful that the Archetype has my back, and they took the time to invest in me. So I'm ready to invest back in y'all. So
Yeah, love that. So why did you choose the AOA program to be a part of it?
Well, to be honest, when you reached out to me, I thought it was a scam because it just sounded too good to be true. No other place, at least that I have found yet, and like I said, I've been searching for a long time, was willing to train you and expected you to know nothing really. Most jobs, they want you to come in, swing in, they want you to, start hitting metrics right away, and that's what made me choose it, because I know that that's an investment, and a lot of companies don't do that.
Yeah, most of the entry level like job description out there are like, we want somebody entry level with 10 years of experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
What about you, Tom? What was like the reason you chose the AOA program?
A very similar answer. At face value, I thought it looked a little too good to be true as well. But fortunately, a good friend of mine is in senior management, so that gave me a lot of peace of mind going into it. And for me personally, just job descriptions aside, it really the main driver for me was the culture. I've unfortunately, I've been part of good cultures, bad cultures over the course of my career, and this was very clear to me. It was a very strong and good one, and that was the main selling point.
Love it. Well, what are you guys most excited about now, kind of rolling out of the AOA program and your career ahead? What's the most exciting thing?
Putting this knowledge to work.
Yeah.
It's there. I just want to use it already. So I'm actually on a project already, but it's kind of slowly getting started.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to start working.
Love it. What about you?
Yeah, similar. It's there's still a lot to learn, but it's a giant puzzle that just kind of seems like it's coming together. So continuing to work on this puzzle it's a fun challenge, and getting more face time with clients and putting that personal touch on things is what I'm looking forward to.
Perfect. So the last question I asked the other group, and I'll ask you guys too, is so if there's somebody listening who's considering the AOA program, thinking about OneStream, what advice would you give them as they maybe are going to apply, or they're even going maybe through the interview process? Like, what do they need to know, or what would you kind of tell them as some advice?
I'd say to be a self-sufficient starter, be pretty independent with a lot of your own desire to learn, and not to get too overwhelmed with the amount of content that has to be learned, because it truly does start coming together more and more week after week. So it's really just a matter of just staying with it and working hard.
What about you, Guy?
Yeah, I would just say that it it's a good opportunity. And like if you are kind of maybe leaving something that's comfortable, that it's worth the risk. At least in my opinion, it has been worth the risk of me leaving a very comfortable job that I had before and making the change. So don't be afraid of that. And you know, Archetype has your back when it comes to fully preparing you for after as well. So.
Love it. So I loved Russell said, trust the process. That was his, like, if you, which I feel like aligns with kind of what you're saying too. So that's great. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Obviously excited for your career growth moving forward. And I want to probably do this again in like a year after this and kind of talk about what's it been like now this first year after doing the AOA program. Hopefully we'll have a few more AOA programs that go through as well, and more graduates that come in. But keep up the great work, and thanks for coming on and chatting with me.
Yeah. Thank you, Mitchell.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Thanks all.